This was the most expensive slap in World War II history, and it nearly ended General Patton's military career. The incident began when a soldier, terrified by the sound of gunfire, deserted his post. Known for his explosive temper, General Patton could not tolerate such a coward in his army, so he slapped the soldier twice. However, the media blew this incident out of proportion, mocking Patton as a Nazi in cartoons. In the end, under the pressure from Eisenhower, Patton had to apologize to the soldier he slapped to calm the public outcry. General Patton, hailed as the most legendary and controversial leader of the U.S. Army during World War II, had a career full of disputes. His story actually starts with a major defeat. In 1943, the U.S. Army's Second Corps was crushed on the North African battlefield by the infamous Desert Fox, General Rommel. This battle resulted in heavy losses for the Americans. 1,800 soldiers were killed, and their belongings were looted by local residents. To restore the morale of the U.S. Army, General Patton was called in to take command of the Second Army. When Patton arrived at the camp, the soldiers were lazy, poorly dressed, and the officer on duty wasn't even at his post. Patton quickly realized why the army had suffered such a defeat. So as soon as he took command, he started enforcing strict discipline. He began with the mess hall, reducing meal times from 2 hours to just 15 minutes. Soldiers who were late had to pay a fine of $2, and he warned everyone that they must wear helmets and leggings at all times or face severe punishment. Then Patton visited the soldiers' barracks, where he knocked down the posters of women from the walls with a stick. Next, he went to British Major General Conyngham and criticized the British for not providing air support for the U.S. Army. However, the British general flatly denied this, claiming that the British Air Force had provided air control and that it was the U.S. Army's own lack of fighting ability that led to the defeat. Just as the British general made this promise, 2 German fighter planes suddenly attacked and bombed the Allied camp. The British general was immediately embarrassed, but General Patton was undeterred. He drew his rifle, jumped out of a second-story window, and began shooting at the planes, showing no fear of the incoming bullets. Meanwhile, General Rommel and General Jodl were analyzing Patton's battle tactics. When Rommel learned that Patton's principle was to always attack and never defend, he decided to strike first to prevent Patton from taking the initiative. So, the Germans sent their 10th Panzer Division, advancing toward the U.S. Army. After Patton's strict discipline, the U.S. Army had transformed into a well-organized force. They set up an ambush along a key route the Germans would pass, waiting for the enemy to enter their attack range. Once the Germans were in range, Patton immediately ordered the attack.